This is the budget Coachella. if you were too broke, yeah, basically.
What? Okay. So what was that song though? Because I don't know what it is.
It's a Weeknd song.
Song's over.
Bro.
That's the Weeknd?
Yeah.
What song is it?
I don't remember the song.
Oh.
It all kind of blends in. I'm not gonna lie. The Weeknd is not very a creative person. Just for people out there, like 90% of his songs are just love songs.
Okay, you know what? I need you to shut up because when little college Ovilee was trying to find herself and taking pole dancing classes with a bunch of middle-aged women who were like trying to reinvent themselves because their husbands had left them, The Weeknd was always blasting, and it was so good. We got Earned It. We got The Morning. We got The Birds. We got The Hills. We got a lot of songs that start with the.
Yep.
Okay?
Yep.
We had 50 Shades of Grey, where Earned It was the theme song. Okay? Have you seen that music video?
No, I haven't even seen 50 Shades of Grey. You have?
Mm-hmm.
There it is. He's a
I'm
fan.
on your side. I haven't seen the movie.
You haven't seen 50 Shades of Grey?
No.
But apparently Rafa's seen the movie.
It was against my will. I will say that. And you know what? Afterwards, I was like, okay, I don't need to ever see it again.
Who trapped you in watching this?
Well,
I think the silence says a lot.
No.
No?
I want an answer.
So people were talking about 50 Shades of Grey in my high school back when I was living in North Carolina, and there was someone I was interested in, and she was like, hey, you want to watch it? I'm like,
this man.
Nothing happened.
This
unfortunately.
man's thirsty. He's hungry. He will do anything.
Yo, that's a pro
to
gamer
get in.
move, though.
That is a pro
Honestly,
move. You are
respect.
right. Yes.
That's some early W Riz from Rafa before W Riz was even a thing.
I agree. If I was in your same position, I wouldn't have done it. But
this is 2013. I was 10 years ahead of my time.
I would have suggested another movie. Maybe begged a little bit.
What else came out in 2013? I'm trying to think.
2013? I have no idea. I don't think 50 Shades came out in 2013.
It did.
The LCS came out in 2013.
It was 2014 because I was in college.
I was a freshman. That was my freshman year.
Actually, no. It should have been 2015 because it came out Valentine's of 2015 because that was February. I had dumped my college ex in November or December, and then I brought him with me to the 50 Shades premiere.
No, you're right.
And then I left him.
The book had come out in 2013.
It's brutal.
It's such a good movie.
I'm sorry you broke up with your ex and then brought him to a movie that why did he even come? And then you dumped him again.
He wasn't that smart.
What? He's gonna probably hear this.
No. He's crazy now.
He's not a subscriber to the Patreon?
He's not a subscriber, but he's on the train where like
he's a meninist?
No, the water turns the frogs gay. Like that he's on that shit now.
All right. You know, that's a
We got a flat earther.
But he was pretty to look at. And he was
truth.
Masters in League.
Oh, there it is.
See, that's why I didn't get invited.
There are
to
some
50
things
Shades.
you're willing to let slide. Just in any relationship, I'm a big believer. There's a 3-strike rule where you're just being like, okay, I'm willing to. A good example is like, I'm dating somebody, hypothetically.
You're dating somebody?
Hypothetically.
Who is she?
Hypothetically.
He?
Caster's Couch exclusive.
Hypothetically, Beyonce. If I were dating a Beyonce.
Oh.
Right?
Oh, God. But I'm just saying, 3-strike rule. You go in. If she's a little crazy on a subject, that's completely fine. That's the first strike, all right? Second strike. Oh, really into, I don't know, like astrology. Okay, that's the second strike.
What if that's a subject she's crazy about, though? Does that double dip?
That's just one. Yeah, that's one
That's
strike.
one. That's one strike. Yeah,
That's just
yeah,
one
that's
strike.
just one.
That's fine.
Wow, that's generous.
Thankfully, it's all in one subject matter. That makes things easier.
Yeah.
If she's disrespecting the waiter, maybe that's 2 strikes. Sometimes it's 3. It really depends on the interaction. That one's the exception. But like, if you hit that 3-strike rule, and it's over. So
what do we count as being disrespectful to the waiter? Because I'm interested about that.
Too close to home?
No, because I'm always very polite, but I've
something to say?
noticed some people who aren't respectful.
Okay. 1 strike is.
Don't look at me.
I'll say this. 1 strike for me is, let's just say the waiter they did their job, right? They did what they had to do. They were not disrespectful in any way. They were good at what they were doing. And if you don't tip, or if you tip like $1 or something like that, got a problem.
That's disrespectful. It's cheap.
That's disrespectful.
Yeah.
That's
It's
cheap.
cheap and disrespectful.
That's cheap. Exactly.
I thought it was
That's 2 strikes right there. Cheap and disrespectful.
Yeah.
Okay.
You
What
don't
if you're
like
into
that? Damn,
Huh?
we're back at
Well,
one.
then I
we're back at one.
We're in there.
True.
it's a very subjective strike system.
But now we learned a little bit more about Rafaa, what he's willing to do to get in. And another thing is,
What was your favorite part of the movie?
ooh, what was it?
I don't. Why are we assuming that?
Let's be honest here.
I had a favorite
Well,
part
you
of the
watched
movie.
the movie. I
Yeah.
assumed
No,
there
I-
would be
like-
a part you're like, that was a good one.
What do you remember from it?
I remember
Here it
when
is.
what's her face?
Dakota Johnson.
Is that the actress or the
Dawn
what-
Johnson's
what is
daughter.
her name in the movie? Is it Anna?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Anastasia Steele.
Oh, Anastasia Steele. That's right.
That's not a name.
It's a porn name.
It's when Anastasia
porn
first
name.
starts
It actually is a
getting
porn
into,
name.
into Christian's world, right? Christian is his name.
Mm-hmm.
And he starts introducing all the BDSM stuff.
That's an
And I was
ironic
just
name.
like, okay, this is a lot for me because I was 18 and relatively very inexperienced. So I was just like, are people into this? And she was into it. And I was just like, oh, yeah, I'm also into it. Yeah, this is, yeah, no, I could totally see. Wow, yeah, this super
I have a
fun.
sex dungeon. I mean, who doesn't?
I have a few tools. Like I'm just.
About to go back to my house. All the PC gaming gear. Oh, I need to scratch that. Need to make way for one of those prop board tables that like folds into the wall and the pub comes back out and look at that. There's straps everywhere. That's crazy.
Well,
Who
that
put that there?
raises
That's
a good
wild.
question. We got 50 Shades. When are we gonna get like 50 keys of gamer or something, right? Like the esports equivalent, the gamer equivalent.
I think okay.
Yeah, it's just like
got it. I've
a
got
whole
it.
sexy scene where there's somebody in like a DX racer
Oh,
chair
true.
and then they spin around
I've got
and they're
it.
like, I don't know,
Yeah,
I've got it.
legs are
something.
through the arms or something. I'm just making
True.
shit up.
I've got it.
Yeah.
I've got it. This
Okay.
is the setting for 50. I was gonna say 50,
Working title.
I was gonna say 50 strokes of keys.
Yeah.
50 strokes of keys. Do you want the main character to be a boy or a girl?
Obviously, it's a guy.
Yeah.
I think it
a
has
guy.
to be a.
So the main
What
character-
industry are we
Okay.
talking about
Okay,
here? Of course.
So then this is what it is. So then this is what it is.
Okay.
Okay, so we have like our young college-aged guy who's like in love with esports and League of Legends.
Yes.
Right?
How about
And-
this? Instead of college, it's like a 27-year-old bald man in LA.
I like this
Just-
already.
Just saying,
This
just
is
like
make-
hypothetically.
sounds realistic.
Bald people don't deserve rights.
Oh.
We
It's
love
a
you,
deep
Aniro.
cut. Raz, it's a deep cut. Think about it.
That's,
Think about it. It's a deep cut.
I can't think of it.
It's
I
okay.
don't.
It's all right.
It'll hit me at some point in this
Don't put
episode.
yourself on blast.
I'm gonna be thinking about this.
You still gotta talk
All
about
right.
your haircut.
Okay,
by the
so
way.
our 27-year-old bald protagonist who's really into
thank you.
esports
There it
and
is.
League
Yep,
of
there we go.
Legends. And to pay the bills, they have this side job where they work as a spectrum technician, right? One day, what should we name our character?
This is a tough one.
Paul.
Paul?
Yeah.
Not Steve?
Paul.
Okay,
Yes,
Paul.
Paul.
I like
All right.
Paul works. Paul
Yeah.
works.
So one
It's my
day-
middle name, you know?
Paul is working his spectrum job, right? And he gets a call to go fix this person's internet because their internet hasn't been working for a while.
Yeah.
Paul rolls up. It's like this huge mansion in Beverly Hills with gated security and everything. Paul comes, knocks on the door. Who opens the door? But Double Lift Arena herself, the #1 esports player and streamer, the highest pentakill record, saying, "Oh, hey, Paul." Or no, she doesn't know your name yet. No, she does know your name because you have a name tag on. "Oh, hey, Paul. Are you the Spectrum guy? I need help setting up my internet." Paul's in.
And there's a whole like mute cute moment where he's like, "How do you know my name?" And she's like, and, "Yep." And
So Paul's in there. Paul is under her desk.
I'm in.
Right?
That's just the porn. Like, that's just porn. That's just a porn
no, no,
scene.
no, 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 no.
This
Paul's,
is not a movie.
Paul's under her
We need to add
desk.
this
What
to
do you
the-
think 50 Shades of Grey was?
Yeah, they at least had. Okay, I don't know, except for I'm assuming an intent, a good storyline.
You're about to learn. Paul's there, ass up,
Okay, we're moving
fixing
on.
the internet. Double Lift Arena is like, "Can I get you anything?" And like holding screwdrivers and all this stuff. And Paul's just trying to do his job because he's got a hamster at home that he has to provide for, right? But then they fall in love because he comes up and he's like, oh, that's a cool Thresh keychain. And she's like, yeah, I like League of Legends. He's like, I like League of Legends. They do a 1 game together in her dual PC setup, and then they fall in love and get married.
Okay, that one is a lot more wholesome.
we can probably flesh it out a little bit, but I like the premise.
Yeah.
It's a good
Thank you.
start.
I was low key expecting
It's a good start.
it to be, oh, they do it for a game, had an AFK warning because they were too busy just straight fucking. I thought that's where it was going.
No. League of Legends players, they don't fuck.
Okay, that's fair. That's a fair point.
This is going to be an accurate portrayal
That is a good one.
of a fantasy.
Meanwhile, introing you two.
Wait, introing them?
We could
We
intro
have to
them.
talk about who they are?
We could.
Nah.
It's an option.
Oh my god, where's Flowers?
Yeah, well, where is Clayton?
Flowers is right next to me.
We had he had to go.
He had to
Oh.
go?
He had to go.
I heard he got hit by a bus.
I heard that the Taco Bell finally got up to him.
My goat.
That's true. I heard that all the shit that he was eating finally blew up in his stomach.
Ooh.
So
Yeah.
Cubby, are you watching? Because you're eating the same shit too, bro. I'm just saying.
Cubby,
Dangerous.
I don't know you, but now I know what's inside you.
Which is basically the same
And
thing.
it's not great.
Yeah.
yeah, kind of unfortunate.
It's not great.
You should fix that and your sleeping habits.
Ooh.
True.
Man, Cubby's just getting called the fuck out right
You gotta
now.
learn.
Cubby often catches stray L's.
Also, Cubby, please hit your RE charms for the love of God.
Boom!
Please. All right, that's enough Cubby slander.
Poor Cubby. Okay, yeah, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hello, I'm Kangas. You can call me Steve
Or Kangas.
or Paul or
Sir
Kangas
Buttkick.
or Sir Buttkick
I
if
remember
you're
that.
an OG. I'm one of the shoutcasters for Challengers League, and I got an LCS guest cast opportunity. I'm also the hype squad guy at LCS Finals. If you
I
see me
see
there.
that. It's you
Yeah.
and Guy.
Blaze.
Right?
Yeah, Guy Blaze.
Yeah, that's sick. But okay, cool. And then Rafa, we know you if we've seen you on LCS casting, but you also came up through like Academy League and everything.
Yeah.
And that's where I've definitely seen you two before.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, okay, cool. I've always seen you guys like on the Academy social or the Path to
Path to
Pro.
LCS. Yep,
Path
at
to
Path to
LCS.
LCS on Twitter and Twitch.tv.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, now it's Challengers
Do you-
League on
Do
Twitch.
you remember the first time we worked together, Ovilee?
Was it? It wasn't for Ovilee, was it?
Nope. It was for.
Was it for the thing that me and Flowers casted on?
No, it was. It was for Cloud9. They were doing like an end
Oh!
of. It was doing like an end of year summary and review of like, hey,
yeah.
this is what we did for esports. And then when we got to the League of Legends part, that was us. You talked mostly about the LCS stuff, and I talked about their academy stuff because they had a pretty decent run summer 2021, and I used a clip of that in my reel because. In my reel, I wanted to talk about, okay, where can you find me on socials at the end?
Yeah.
And so she introed that. And I was like, oh, yeah, I'm at Rafaa Cast everywhere except OnlyFans. And then obviously, like, we need to get you on that, Rafa. It's a booming
Yeah,
market
that'd be
right
a good
now, I'm
call.
telling you.
That'd be a good call. I will say I've heard a few allegations going your way, Rafa.
Oh, shit,
Allegations?
really?
Yeah. The first one was that you were a Peruvian spy. Another one is that you're a
Silence.
fake Peruvian.
Fake Peruvian?
Oh,
I
that
take
one.
offense to that. Who the fuck is calling me a fake Peruvian? Hello?
And the allegations are there. It may be a little bit suspicious. The government is checking your location. The fact that you went to North Carolina, the fact that you lived in Utah, and I don't think I've ever heard of a Peruvian that's lived in Utah, unless if you have something you need to tell us.
Do you want my whole life story of where I've lived and each specific time? Because I could do that. I could lay out my timeline.
Oh, why the
North
fuck do you?
Carolina story actually while we were there? You got like kind of forced
Dude, I
to
mean,
live there.
like
you were
my-
trying to live in Peru.
My childhood life is like really complicated because my parents divorced when they're super young.
Okay.
Or when I was super young.
that up.
Oh, well.
I mean, like, no,
Wait,
Freaking
I have a question.
asshole.
I have a question. I have a question. It's serious. Was it your fault?
Well, that's given.
You must have done something.
we don't bring it up.
I don't think so. I think like I hope not. But from what my mom and my dad told me, they were just like, yeah, like they got married too fast and they didn't realize that they saw the world the same way and just
Yeah.
like, you know, they couldn't live together anymore. So they got divorced when I was like 2 or 3. So it wasn't like bad. But because of that, my mom got her PhD in finance and then started teaching after she graduated from the University of Utah. Went to Pennsylvania and taught at the College in New Jersey. So I would live with her for the first 2 years.
Okay.
So I lived in like the border of Pennsylvania and New Jersey for 2 years when I was 6 and 7. Before then, I was living in Utah all my life, and that's where both of my families from my dad and my mom's side lived. Then custody switched over. I started living with my dad, and at that time, my stepmom for the next 4 or 5 years. Then the economy got fucked because my dad was a real estate investor, and housing market crash. Our only option was to go live in Peru because he had family there, and he had contacts and friends that like could help him just start a business.
How
and
old were
keep
you at
things
this time?
11, 12 years old.
Okay.
So
That fucking sucks.
Yeah, developmental years.
it was awful because like every year or every other year I would move to a different school basically during that whole timeline. And so finally I got settled into my junior high, and like my first semester went great, and all the friends that I had to like leave because I went to different elementary schools, they finally all conglomerated into this one bigger junior high school because we were all in the same county for once. And I was like, all right, everything's working out. We're moving to Peru. I'm like, what? No! Literally, that was me. And my stepmom and my dad had to like help me cope and like do a lot of things to like help me transition during that time of moving away from all my friends who there's no Facebook at this time yet. So I basically lost contact with everyone at that point. So
like 2008, 2009 then?
2007.
2007.
Holy crap.
So then I lived in Peru for 2 years, from 2007 to 2009. And, you know, for the first few months, it felt awful because I was like, I don't know anyone. My Spanish is shit at this time because I didn't practice it that much growing up. So I was forced to learn Spanish. But then over time, and I got to know the kids over where I was going to, I finally realized that Peru was actually really cool. And I loved being there and connecting with a culture that was always a part of me, but I never really appreciated.
Yeah.
And so finally, once I got settled, I was like, okay, well, I'm still visiting my mom for like summer and Christmas vacation. So I went to go visit her, who had moved to North Carolina for a new teaching position at this time for the summer. And I was like, okay, I can't wait to go back to Peru 2 weeks from now because that was my planned flight. And she was like, by the way, you're not going back to Peru. You're staying here. And at that time, my dad and my stepmom were having problems. And then a year later, they eventually got divorced. But that was like the onset of those problems because things weren't working in Peru. And so they had to move back to Utah. But my dad was going to live on his own for a while. My stepmom went back to her family. So my mom was like, I'm not putting you through all that. You're going to live with me and your stepdad. And you're going to have 4 years of uninterrupted, like peaceful high school experience here.
Jesus, thank God.
Yeah.
I thought, like, growing up, I was pretty hard on myself when I was, you know, basically, I was doing the same thing of, like, moving to a different school, like, and moving across the city, like, multiple times. But at least I'm in the same goddamn city.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
So when did your parents get divorced, Ovilee?
Oh, they should have, man.
Oh.
They should have. Oh, my God. No, my parents love each other, but they love each other too much.
How is that a thing? How's that a problem? You have a problem with that?
Man.
I do have a problem with it.
Did you, like, walk into them?
No, absolutely not.
No, it
Absolutely
explained
not.
a lot of the manga that's over there.
Oh my God. Oh my God. No. But like, I don't know. I had one time where my mom came into my room because like I hated my dad. I did not have a good relationship with my dad growing up. Where I think like for 4 or 5 years I just didn't talk to him. It was great. And one day my mom comes into my room and she's like, sits down. She goes, Ovilee? I'm like, yeah. She's like, do you want me and your dad to get a divorce? And I look at her and I'm like, as a kid, all you can do is get scared, right? So I'm like, no. And she's like, okay. And she gets up and she leaves.
Never forget, this was your decision. Whatever happens is on you.
It's because of
Telltale
you.
sign is like, she will remember this. Leaves the fucking room.
Probably remembers that. A butterfly in the corner. No, that shit's crazy.
Have you ever had anything like that, Ian?
No.
I thought that was like a common thing. Yeah.
Something to point out and segue. Ian, take your camera.
Yes.
New hairstyle for producer Ian.
Thank you.
Ian,
Although I thought we were gonna have 2 new hairstyles this episode.
Oh, shit. All right. I may have baited my entire Instagram. I told people, I was like, I'm chopping it all off.
I saw it.
Yeah.
I said it was going to happen. I've done this multiple times. The last time I went to the barber, I was like, I was fully committed. I'm like, I'm going to cut my entire hair off. And then he was like, what do you want? Just fade on the sides, keep the top, clean it up. Oh, shit. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to the UK. I just hate maintaining my hair, and it's just a mess. And then I was like, you know what? I'm cutting it before I leave. I booked the appointment, and then it was like I get the text. I get an email text actually saying, "Do you want to confirm the appointment?" I was like, I'm fucking confirming it. I'm confirming. I'm doing it. 30 minutes before I gotta go. Hey, can I pay the cancellation fee? I canceled the fucking appointment because I'm like, I can't, because it's a fucking long-term decision. The amount of time I've spent growing the hair, I know what my goal is with the hair. Mm-hmm. I know where I'm going with it, and if I cut it now, I know I'm gonna regret it. So I'm just like, fucking just stop it. I pussied out.
What's your goal with your hair?
Okay, so the main goals are, of course, naturally wanted to grow larger so I can have multiple options. Main option being have more options with braids, go cornrows or just general box braids, or put it in a bun, anything. I think where it's right now is probably the worst, where it's in the middle.
In between.
Yeah.
That's the hardest.
It's just right now in between. It's like the bullshit like facial hair where in like, oh, it's in between, so it looks like ass. Right. I look like I just spawned out of a dumpster, but I have to power through it, and that's where I'm at right now. And I have to keep calm, let it go to UK, come back, and then hopefully don't chop it myself, which I've done multiple times. Multiple times.
Oh God.
Multiple times. I remember when I was in Sydney, I was like, I'm growing it. And then one day I just fucking went wild. I took pictures and sent it to the group chat of like Rusty and all those Oceanic people of me just like straight cutting my own fucking hair because I just couldn't take it anymore. So this is what I'm fighting with every day, guys. Every day.
Kangas, how do you style your hair every day?
I wake up and I decide if I'm going to wear a hat or not. Yeah. It's very fun.
Okay.
Right now I'm breaking out a little bit, so it was a hat day, you know? Yeah. It's a hat day.
I mean, you got to give yourself a little bit more credit. There are some days when you're getting ready for a show and you're like, you know what? I should do a fresh shave, you know?
You know, sure. The mustache is a newer look. How do we rate it? Is it too creepy or
no,
is it like
I think
the
it's
right
good.
amount?
I don't think it's creepy. Although the longer I stare at it.
See, no, that's the thing. That's the thing. It's like once you bring attention to it, it demands the attention.
I think the moment you clean up
and then you start licking your lips, you know?
Yeah, get a little something on there. Lick it up.
Does it go longer or is it just the shadow?
I think it's just the shadow. I mean, I might have like not trimmed it correctly, but yeah.
But I think it looks good. I think the problem is
good.
if you cut around it and just leave the handlebar, then it gets pretty creepy. Yeah. Right now, it's perfect.
Sure.
It's good. But I do remember a specific look you had when you had a specific cast with JJ.
Oh, the
I have no clue.
Old Big Ten collegiate cast?
Yep.
Oh.
Let's just say.
That was when the first show I couldn't be Sir Buttkick. Because my casting,
really?
my gamer tag was Sir Buttkick ever since like high school.
Yes.
So that's just like what it was in league. That's what it was when I was casting.
Yeah.
They made me change it to Sir.
Oh my God.
JJ had to call me Sir.
Sir. Hi, sir.
Hey.
Oh my God.
But no, that was I actually had a head of hair. Yep. I was clean shaven.
Yep.
Yeah, there's still photos of that.
Yeah, the Azale look before the baldness.
Yeah.
The Azale. Oh yeah. World of Warcraft Azale.
There it is.
When you're fighting it.
Yeah, it's a battle.
As hard as you can.
Yes, you're trying every look.
And you know you're in your last year. You know that a decision is going to be made, and it's not yours to make.
Not be yours.
It's been made, right? Yeah.
Maybe now we're getting into a deep conversation. But do you get sad about not having a full head of hair?
Not anymore, but when I first probably for the first year, I did not feel comfortable at all.
Did you ever consider
You know what?
going
You know
to
what?
Turkey?
You know what?
What?
Let's see it.
I'm proud of it.
Oh!
I'm proud of it.
That's what we love to see.
It looks good.
Probably have a hair or hat crease, but
A little bit.
the first year that I had a clean shaven was the first year I moved to LA, and I also had a big old bushy beard at the same time. I went too far. As a 24-year-old moving to a new state, I tried too big of a pivot from what I was to what I was becoming, and I needed to have more of like a gentle transition. But then I reached a point where I was like, it's just me now.
So when you had that look and you were moving from like when you were taking walks, did people just give you money?
No, but it is funny, because I moved from Minnesota, and nobody would look twice at me when I was walking around in like grocery stores. And then I moved to LA, and I walked through grocery stores, and people are just like, "Who the fuck is this guy?" Like, are we gonna kick his ass or is he gonna kick our ass?
One or the other.
And I'm just like, I just got here, guys. Like, I don't know what's going on. I'm sorry.
I remember. No, honestly, this was back during COVID lockdown. Because in my mind, I'm like, I need to know what I look like if I'm going bald. I need to know because I've seen what's happened with my father, and my dad is still having that battle. He has horseshoe hair. He has that like straight up.
Hold the line.
Yeah. Defend the line. Battlefield.
Sir, the line is retreating. No.
The line is receding.
I will stand alone. Nah, I was like, I need to know where it's going because I actually have a collection of hats. I collect hats.
Nice.
So I collect hats.
I love hats, dude. I've always worn hats.
Because I can't. Like, I would look like, there's a specific photo for people who watch, there it is exactly, that watch basketball. There's a player named Lonnie Walker. He had like ridiculous, like the old weekend hair basically, right? Straight up ridiculous. But then when you get drafted, you have to wear the hat of the team you're going to. That's like tradition. And so he just had this fucking weird ass look where the hair's popping up here and he has a hat on top of it.
It was like, Hey Arnold.
Oh, that's amazing. Yes. So like I have hats and I collect them for just like personal reasons, but I know where I'm going. If I'm going bald, I'm just a hat person. But like, so I basically, to the story is like during COVID lockdown, I went bald just to see what it looked like. I ain't leaving the house anyways. I hated it. I look like a goddamn scrotum. That's what I look like. It did not look good.
Is that? I'm not gonna ask. Not gonna ask. Fun fact. When lockdown happened, I grew mine out to see what it would look like.
That's what I'm talking about.
It wasn't good.
There it is.
Ever bald, but one of the haircut trends when I was in high school in North Carolina was to do like a buzz cut.
Oh.
So I'm gonna see if I can.
You got a photo?
Yeah, I do.
I
And then
buzzed
send it
Rafaa.
to
Ovilee,
me for the Patreon.
have you ever buzzed your
There
head?
it is.
I have not, but I had. So the shortest I ever had my hair was like here, where my mom cut my hair.
That's like pretty long still. Wow.
Yeah, it's not that short.
Yeah.
But here, let me show you. Let's sit up.
Okay.
So this is like how long my hair is now.
Okay.
And this is probably the longest that
Oh.
it's been.
Okay.
So the shortest that I had it was like
Half.
here.
Yeah.
And then I had straight across bangs that my mom cut, so I look like the little Dutch paint boy.
Nice.
How much?
Solid.
Or
How
Chelsea
many-
Chocolate Factory.
Good
How
luck.
many subscribers in the Patreon would it need for you to go for a pixie cut? Or just straight up buzzed?
No, because here's the thing. I like having my long hair because it's a lot of fun to play with whenever I have like a good hair artist.
Okay.
Like you've seen the stuff that you met KO, right? My makeup artist.
Nope.
Shout out to
She's
KO.
the
She's great.
Japanese one who was on the EG shoot. You may have worked with
Oh, I
Yuma
may have seen her then.
instead.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's fantastic. She can do my hair all up in crazy stuff. She's also the one who did the Bayonetta
Okay.
for me. So she's like kick ass. And that's the part where I don't have to wear like 10 different wigs. She's just like, oh, okay, you want Bayonetta? She just takes all my hair, puts it through the cone, and she's like, okay, cool. I guess we're
Yeah, I guess
done.
I'm
I'm
just
like,
Bayonetta.
yeah, that's my own hair, bitch.
All
What
right.
about like the back or like a side buzz, something like that?
No, I think I'd make my grandma cry.
Okay.
I don't want to make grandma cry, you know?
I'm just saying.
I think you guys think Ovilee is cooler than she is.
How dare you?
There it is. That's true.
I have a dent on the side of my head that I'm trying to cover up.
No, that's fair. I
you
can
know.
honestly, I can imagine.
Dropped on my head as a kid a couple times.
Yeah.
That explains a lot.
What if we all went to Vegas?
Right now?
Doing what?
It's only a 4-hour drive.
It's not
is
that
a-
long of a drive.
It is very
I mean, we got nothing going on for a month, right?
Yeah. No,
You
we-
guys didn't get invited to MSI?
No.
Boo.
That's it.
Don't worry, same.
Me neither.
FlyQuest didn't get invited.
We saw that one coming though.
Yeah.
Worlds, though.
I think we all saw it happen live.
I was there.
Fucking
On a specific
Nick
co-stream.
Inero Smith. Get fucked, Ovilee! I fucking love you, Eric Ritchie!
That was an amazing moment.
I loved it.
Like, I don't think I've ever seen a Nero be so expressive and emotional over something before. At least, like seeing him.
Yeah,
do
no.
it. Like, maybe in private among, like, you know, a closer
No.
circle of friends, but yeah, that was
I
fucking
think that's the
awesome.
loudest he's gotten in his life, actually.
I would, you know
Pretty
what?
sure.
I would like to collect royalties, though, because they showed my stream clip on the broadcast. I'd like to collect
Ooh.
royalties.
Oh.
Nah.
And then they also put me in the little clip that rolled before the opening ceremony started. So I'd
That's
like
true.
to collect royalties on that as well.
That's not happening.
I'd like to collect. How much do you think I'd get paid?
Well, it's a percentage of profits, right?
$3.
True.
That is
Actually, you would
$3.
have to pay us.
So zero.
Yeah.
By the way.
Or you can get paid in exposure. I like that.
Oh,
Get paid in exposure?
I like that personally.
Wait, exposure from the LCS?
Yes.
The hottest broadcast to watch at 2 p.m. on a Thursday afternoon?
You know how it is.
God
We love
damn.
those Jeopardy customers.
Speaking of getting paid, I think our sponsor is here.
Our sponsors here?
I
Ian,
just
would you
got
be
a
able to-
notification.
All right.
Ian, would you be able
We have a
to
sponsor?
get up
Yeah.
momentarily? Thank you.
Yeah, I hate to break it to Flowers, who is not actually gone. I believe he's coming back at some point.
No,
he's gone?
left the podcast
Oh,
to
okay.
join a circus.
Oh,
He's
yes.
now a lion tamer.
Well, it's just poor timing that we just got sponsored by Taco
Oh
Bell.
my god!
Literally, the
Oh!
one episode he's gone. So
Wait, is this real?
For those of you who would like
I
to
mean,
live
it is Taco
Moss,
Bell.
Yeah, it's a
'Cause
real
that is
sponsorship.
hilarious.
Am I allowed to
I-
eat on
I
the
think-
show?
Yeah, let's
If
do
I'm
it.
not
Totally.
mistaken,
I'm very
Flowers
hungry.
has
That's good.
worn that Taco Bell
Here,
hoodie
you want one?
every single
I would
podcast
love one.
episode.
What are these?
I have no idea.
Wow.
Well, time to
That's-
check it on it.
It's a sponsor thing.
Ian, my camera really quick.
Yeah.
True. This is amazing.
Caster's Couch is not actually sponsored by Taco Bell. All tacos seen that are being consumed are self-purchased. I totally messed up on this, but that's okay. Please do not sue us, Taco Bell, but actually sponsor us. Oh my God, sponsored by Taco Bell.
Oh my god!
Wow.
Oh my God, I want to talk.
You know what? Yes. Go grab one,
As
please.
we are grabbing Taco Bell.
And then let's toast. Let's do a taco toast.
So Taco Bell
Raz!
does give me the shits though.
Before the taco toast.
He just needs to live Moss, okay?
Cheese.
Live mas.
Yeah.
Mas, por favor.
And we didn't give any to Ian. That's kind of fucked up.
Oh
I'm
wait,
okay.
that is kind of
No,
fun.
no. My body is a temple. I will not be putting that in it.
You get a quesadilla. You right?
Don't throw it.
We'll
There's shit in the way.
CGI me eating.
Don't.
This one's for you.
Yeah. VFX taco.
Damn. This is the photo of my buzz cut.
Oh, that's not a buzz cut.
That was, I mean, that was close.
Not even close.
You just look like a different
That's
human being.
I don't know if you can
What
see
plaque are you
that.
holding?
It was something for tennis.
This kind of furthers the rumors of you being,
A spy.
yeah, because that just doesn't look like you. I'm pretty sure that's just not you.
I like how the allegations are just polar opposites. Either you are like Peruvian to the extent of coming to spy on the U.S., or you're just not Peruvian.
I mean,
It's like it's one or the other.
I definitely enjoy the conspiracy that I'm a Peruvian spy. That is definitely entertaining. I will allow that one to marinate. But
Not the fake Peruvian part.
no, I will kill that shit right now. God.
I've got a question.
What's up?
There's a real Peruvian.
Okay.
Did you
I thought you were saying you were the real Peruvian. Okay, just making sure.
ever consume guinea pig?
I did. Cuy.
Ooh.
Cuy
Fuck
chactado.
you.
I did
What?
I did not know it was guinea pig at the time. So when I went to Peru during the 2 years, I went to visit my my tío Aníbal, and they were having like a barbecue together, and they had what looked like chicken wings to me. So I was like, okay, cool. And I was like, it doesn't taste like chicken, but it's still pretty good. My dad comes up and is like, wow, I didn't know you like cuy chactado. I'm like, what's cuy chactado? Guinea pig. And I was traumatized.
Oh
You know,
And-
I always thought they looked delicious.
They do kind of look
They
delicious.
look kinda
They look
delicious.
pretty fatty.
It looks like a chicken nugget with legs.
So the actual,
It really
the
does.
actual
You're right.
taste
It's even got like the
is
fatter
like
back.
a
and,
very like lean pork.
I might go to the pet
Is
store.
if I did try it recently, not like recent, but like, again, after I turned 18, I was like, oh, okay. Well, with some ají and some like some type of sauce, like if usually in Peru we use like ají panca because it's more of like a mellowy, not super spicy, just kind of like normal barbecue sauce, kind of similar to what we would have in the States.
Yeah.
And it's not bad. You just have to get over the part that it's a guinea pig, and a lot of the times they'll serve it to you like full guinea pig. Like my family
guinea
had,
pig?
yeah, like
With the head and everything?
I'll show you a picture. Right?
Don't you dare! Not in this fucking
you don't
household.
you don't have to see it, Ovilee. Don't
This
worry.
was-
Oh, I would love to
This
see
is
it.
a guinea pig household. I had 6 guinea pigs because I had Lucy, and Lucy gave birth to Brownie, Brownie, Checkers, Oreo, and Crazy.
But that doesn't count 6.
And then I had Snickers and Kiki.
Oh.
So
Well, yeah,
that's
2
6.
Kikis?
No, I
correct.
renamed
Oh,
it.
okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay, okay. That's fair.
Checkers,
That's
not
fair.
Kiki.
Okay, that's
Also,
fair.
I mean, yeah, kids only have so much creativity, so
That's true.
duplicated names.
Raz,
She
for
still
your
doesn't
eyes
have that
only.
creativity.
It-
Oh my god!
It's like,
It's butterflied.
I
Yeah.
hate you guys.
It
so
looks
much.
like a flying squirrel. It
is
looks
that
like-
its jaw opened
Yep.
Oh my god!
with
that's a
tomato and
fight or
onion
flight
stuffed
right
in?
there.
It looks like it's breathing
Yeah, it
fire.
has papa amarillo,
It
cebolla,
looks
tomate,
like it
todo.
knew it was becoming food. That's the problem.
Listen, like
It looked like it was aware.
cuy is considered a delicacy in Peru because in the most porous areas of Peru, there's no other forms of protein down
Yeah.
there. They don't have farms, they don't have granjas or anything. So normally you would find a ton of like street and like wild guinea pig there, and they would raise farms, and that was their only form of food.
Yeah.
How are you taking this?
I'm sorry, like it is.
Wait,
It's hard to overcome because we see it as like, an animal, a pet, right? But over there, it's the same thing as if you're eating cow.
No, and I am aware of how entitled and privileged and prejudiced I sound when I say fuck you for eating guinea pigs. Those are my little furry baby chicken nuggets.
sounds like? You know what this sounds like?
What?
Peruvian spy propaganda. He's trying to get us to eat our guinea pig.
It kind of does sound. like
Wait a
I'm
minute.
not trying to tell you, like, I'm not going on to say y'all should try cuy chactado. Like, if I want you to try good Peruvian food, I'll tell you.
And
about
can we mix that to have him say, "I'm telling you to go try"?
What's the tacos?
Listen to the podcast backwards.
cow.
Taco.
Well,
His mouth open.
well, to be fair,
That'd be
guinea pigs are dumb. I'm gonna put that out there.
Hey, no.
Put that out there.
They
Lucy
are
was
quite
very
stupid.
smart. She survived so much.
Yes, and they all were on the same farm. They didn't die. They were just put on the same.
They died in my arms.
You killed your guinea pigs?
Yeah,
I
that's
did
kind
not
of
kill my
morbid.
guinea pigs. I knew when they were close to their last breath, so I had Snickers on my chest, and then I was petting her, and then she started going, and I went, "No, it's okay, baby," and then she goes,
no.
and then she falls over.
Wait, is that real?
It's pretty traumatic.
Yes.
An actual death rattle.
And then her mom came in and said, "Do you want us to get a divorce?" And Ovilee with the dead guinea pig.
He's like, well, we have dinner tonight. Take that shit out of her head.
Rafa comes in.
The Snickers with the side of Snickers.
Oh no.
Perfectly good guinea pig.
That's perfect.
Oh, this is awful. Okay, what are you two doing for the entire month of May since there's no SI for you?
I just filmed something. I'm gonna edit and put it out tomorrow on my Twitter of like what I'm doing. I'm gonna be streaming 4 days a week. I'm gonna be putting out daily YouTube content,
Hell
and I'm
yes.
going. Do you know Respawn, Dr. Respawn?
Oh, yes.
Jordan. He put together a 2-month fitness program for me because like I am kind of all over the place in terms of fitness program, like a gym.
Oh, don't
gym
no.
program.
Shut up.
program?
Don't.
A fitness.
Fitness taco in that mouth.
Nice save.
Great job.
So basically, it's easier to follow along and be motivated if you just read from a list. You don't have to like come up with it yourself. So I asked him if he would do one. He put one together for me. So he's not going easy on me. My goal is to gain 10 pounds of muscle mass over the next 2 months.
Holy shit!
Because I want to get into the type of shape. My new goal is to be like cheerleader shape, where I can like pick people up over my head and like do flips and stuff. So I'm gonna need a lot more upper body strength for that. Whereas like I've been doing a lot of arm wrestling as like my training for the last 2 years, but that doesn't really help with pushing stuff. So
Wait, you do arm wrestling?
I do, yeah, I compete.
He's a competitive arm wrestler.
You competitive arm wrestler?
Wait,
Would you like a lesson?
About this?
So I'm gonna be completely honest with you.
Yeah.
I lost to Vedius in an arm wrestling contest.
Okay.
So I'm not your
You could
candidate.
probably beat Raz.
But I think Ian is the strongest person in here.
We don't condone this kind of behavior on Castro's Couch.
I mean, we could do it.
What if you two on that little table right there? Patreon content. It's Patreon content.
It's not a lot of surface area. So the thing about arm wrestling is it is easy to hurt yourself.
Yes.
And a lot of people that do it casually will hurt themselves. And so that's why like when you're into it, oftentimes it's just kind of talking people down from that ledge of like, okay, only do it if you have a safe table, if you both, or at least one of you knows what you're doing, because there's so many instances of people, it's not hard to break your arm. Like, it's not actually that hard to do it.
On live stream fails like 2 months ago, Aiden Ross's security guard just broke his arm in an arm wrestling. So, yeah.
And so it's like 15 pounds of force in the right direction will snap your arm. So, and again, if you know what you're doing, that's not going to happen. You're not going to be in that position. But if you don't know what you're doing, you don't know what you're doing. So
this guy will challenge anybody in an arm wrestling match. Not even anybody, everybody.
It's not about challenging. It's about, expanding the sport, getting people into it. Because as gamers, everyone's got weak wrists. Everyone at home.
Yes.
You need to take care of your wrists, okay? All day you're in this position, especially if you don't have like a pad to lift up your wrist. You're in a compromised wrist position. You're cutting off blood flow to your hands for hours at a time. So you need to do at least something. Just move them around.
Ovilee,
I feel attacked.
there are 2 Kangases. There's one Kangas that's educational, that's supportive, that will like... I saw him at the LCS studio teaching Broxa the specifics of arm wrestling before he beat him. I just want to put that out there before he beat Broxa. And he's like, "Oh, this guy is
not
amazing."
on stream though. On broadcast, he
that is
had
true.
me, yeah.
And then there's drunk Kangas.
Drunk kleptomaniac Kangas.
Oh,
Hey, we don't talk about
arm wrestle.
We don't talk
Arm
about the
wrestle right
kleptomania
now.
allegations. Okay.
Arm wrestle me right now, right here. Go. Okay. Oh, hey, here, right now. Arm wrestle me.
Like, hey, Raz, you bitch.
You a bitch. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Kleptomaniac?
No, we don't talk about those allegations.
Kleptomaniac. What's
I
kleptomaniac
want to
mean?
hear what the kleptomaniac.
What does that mean?
I stole a frog.
Go on.
I really shouldn't.
You can't just leave
So
it-
arm wrestling.
No, I want to hear about
we-
the stolen frog.
I did get flowers to do it finally.
Oh.
Yeah. I think you might have been there.
I might have.
Yeah. Because he
doing?
he denied me for so long because he was like, no.
Yeah.
Like I wanted to be competitive because like
Yeah.
Flowers is just that kind of guy where he's like,
Yeah.
I don't want to do something if I can't like actually do it.
Yeah.
And I was like, it doesn't matter. I just want to teach you how to do it. So I finally convinced him. I wore him
Nice.
down. Yeah.
There it is.
So about stealing this frog.
For the record, if it's actually incriminating, please do not say it on the podcast. Thank
Well, I returned it.
you. Okay.
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 So
you borrowed it.
I borrowed a frog. Over World's weekend, and then got an angry call, and then had to bring it back. Yeah. So sometimes when you have enough soju shots, you just you're at karaoke, and then you're having a good time, and you see a giant plastic frog about
those
that
frogs.
size. They have a name. I forget the name of them. It's like a brand.
It's a specific soju brand.
Yeah.
That I actually, because I've been to Cape Town maybe too many times these days, like hanging out with friends who are basically borderline alcoholics. Mm-hmm. And yes, I know that brand very well. And also, I've seen that frog everywhere in Cape Town. So
Yep.
now I know that. That's hilarious. I thought you were talking about a legit frog. I was like, who Did you go to a pet store?
Yeah,
Like
you sold someone's pet.
yeah, so I was like, what?
Yeah.
Whose
No.
frog did you steal? No,
I don't
it's
know
just-
what's more impressive, like a 3-foot tall plastic frog or like an actual frog. But either way, I can't go back to. Is it Gom? I don't remember which one.
Well, that
There's one I'm not allowed
Gom,
back
thankfully, is completely shut down, so
Yeah.
you
Oh,
will never
okay,
be able
cool.
to go back
Well,
there again.
sweet.
That works out.
in. Yeah.
But
So we don't
that's
talk
awesome.
about the kleptomaniac allegations.
The only reason why I brought it up is because when we were in Singapore, you just yoinked an egg.
I did take an egg.
He just he got drunk, and it was his last night before he went back after group stage of Icons, and he just came back with an egg. I'm like, where'd you get that? He's like, oh, don't worry about it. It's like, what?
I had a few years where I thought it was over because in college it was that's where it began really.
Holy shit!
and then I made it to LA and I thought I had kind of recovered and made it past that point in my life, but then I think it was Singapore that reawoken it actually. Cool.
Klepto?
Yeah. I think that I'm never gonna peak though. I peaked in college for sure of what I stole. I stole a tree, and that was we
That's the
kept
most
it.
Animal Crossing shit I've ever.
We kept it in our dorm room. It was literally like a pot, probably bigger than this, and like like those inside trees. It's like a little trunk.
Little ferns.
Probably like 50 pounds total. I picked it up. This was the first thing I stole in college, actually, now that I think about
A
it.
fucking tree?
Yeah, I started with this. And
Where the fuck
then
did you place
one
it?
of my friends was like, it'd be funny if somebody just took that. Like, it's just here in this building, and like nobody's watching it. And then I was like, bet.
Challenge accepted.
We kept it in our dorm room for the whole year, and then over Christmas break, I went to the front desk and I brought it with, and I asked them to watch it for us. Then we came back from Christmas break, and it smelled like pee. So I think somebody peed in my tree at some point. And then we burned it down by the river. It was a great time. Yeah.
That sounds like a typical college experience.
No. My typical college experience was planning esports events and playing League of Legends.
No, because you're a nerd.
Well, I did that too, but you
didn't
know,
burn
you
trees.
add on like tree burning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you would be
Have-
a normal person.
Have you two ever stolen anything? Have you stolen anything?
My heart.
Have you stolen anything?
Aw.
Me?
I don't think I've stolen anything.
I stole a ring pop when I was like 6.
You son
That's
of a
it?
bitch.
And then the
Wait, is
one of
this
the-
just me?
one of the store workers or cashiers called, "Hi, Thresh. I don't have any more food."
He's like, give me the fucking Taco Bell. You can hand him the paper and he'll just carry it away.
Wow, he's
Sure?
completely.
Just hand it to him. Say, okay.
Okay.
He's gonna eat the paper.
Yeah, like that's. Oh,
Now he's going to carry it away.
okay. Oh,
Yeah, that's what he
right
wants.
down there.
And he's going to go like, oh, there's actually not any Taco Bell in here.
Yeah,
that
that's
that
crazy.
is actually adorable.
See, my dog back at home, Choco, would have torn that thing to shreds. So that's why I was concerned. I was like, "Are you sure?"
No.
You know what?
It's like there's nothing in there.
You know your dog.
Yeah.
No,
I haven't
I-
stolen anything. Mostly because I was like deathly afraid of my family for doing anything,
Ooh.
specifically drinking. I still don't post any like shit of me drinking alcohol on Instagram, even on Twitter, because thankfully on Twitter. Oh no, my brothers and sisters on Twitter, but I just will not, because it's like it's not as if like I'm afraid, but I just don't want the conversation.
No.
That's the one thing I don't want.
That is weird being like a online person. Like people see what you do if you post it, and
Yep.
I'm at an age. I'm the youngest of 5 kids, and all of my older siblings, or at least most of them, are having kids now. And I'm at that point now where I'm like, they're gonna be the generation that knows how to find anything online. They
Yep.
they would be
Yup.
able to find anything that I post.
Yep.
Yup.
Yeah. I feel sorry for the kids of tomorrow, man.
Yeah.
Because if you say you did something or what, I can find out. Don't lie to me.
Oh my God. Yeah. We'd be the worst parents because we would, well, no, worst parents for the kids because we'd
Yes.
know how to find everything.
Yep.
Oh my God.
We'd be like, ooh, your history's cleared. What the fuck were you doing? You have a cleared history? Or if they're too stupid because they're children, they would keep the history there and be like, one day they'll come back home from school and I'll have every porn website like pulled up and I will force them to tell me what they were looking at.
You're telling me that you would ask for the tags?
I'll say, which one? What is this? What is this? Don't do that on my PC again. I would scar them.
So, Ian, did you have something that you were going to add?
No.
No. Okay. So this is. I thought I heard him make a noise.
Flashbacks right now.
I thought I heard him make a noise, but I think maybe it was Thresh. If you are a parent and you find your kid reading or watching porn, don't yell at them, because you're not teaching them to stop watching porn. You're teaching them how to hide it from you better.
They won't be able to hide it. That's a challenge. That sounds like a challenge. Now I'm going to do it.
Honestly, that's how I learned about how to clear history in the first place. Because my stepmom, like, I would just, like, close the tab whenever she would, like, walk in. Be like, what are you doing? I'm like, nothing. You know? And then one day I came back, and she's like, Mark, I want to have a conversation with you. I'm like,
uh-oh.
About what? She's like, come with me. And so
Woo!
I went back to my room, and she pulled up the Safari. I'm like, what? And then she pulled up the history.
No.
And I was like,
no!
and she's like, and she clicked on, like, every single, like, video that I watched, and she's just, and she, like, tried to have a really civil discussion about.
She actually did what I was talking about.
Yeah, no, like, my stepmom, like, was very aware, and she just tried to tell me, like, listen, you know, I know you're going through changes right now, and, you know, you see things that, like, and very confusing. These things might be exciting for you, or just, you know, I'm just like, how'd she know?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think I retained anything about what she was trying to, I think she was trying to be super productive and like, hey, you know what a woman chooses to do with her body is her own decision. And, you know, and she, like, she was trying to take the very, like,
Mature approach, I
guess.
guess.
Mature approach to it. You know, and tried to show that, like, hey, you know what? I don't really appreciate you watching these things because this is not what a woman should be known for, about just being sexually objectified.
Yeah.
But I also want you to know that, like, these things and what these are like dramatifications. This is not how sex is actually, you know, goes about. And, and blah, 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 blah. And I was just like, okay. And then I looked up how to clear search history. Immediately after, I was just like, I need to never be embarrassed like this ever again. I did not, like, watch or go anything, though, for, like, the next 6 months, because it's like, there's no way she's going to find out how to do it again. But then I moved, and then I found out how to keep things out of the radar.
So,
for me, my, like, puberty moment, when I was like, what am I looking at, was, do you know the Kylie Minogue song, Can't Get You Out of My Head? When I saw that, I was like, those are boobs! I was like, what the fuck? And it was just on the TV.
CW Charmed.
There it is. I was like, whoa! And I was just acting normal in the living room. I was like, so this is on the TV. And that was the only story I had. I was, honestly, my family was too fucking broke to ever have a computer until it was like, I was in high school, and even then I'm sharing with other people, so I was not going to search anything up. But it was, when I was in university and had my own personal computer, I would be very aware of, like, okay, all right, like, I'm right next to my door. If I hear steps, I know what to do. My mother specifically, was a fucking ninja. She was the type of person, all the time, if she was checking to see what I was doing, are you working on school or whatever, are you actually sleeping? She'd do the classic of, like, checking what's happening here. If she had a flashbang, she would use it, just making...
like the WarioWare mom?
Yeah, it's like... And she would just, if I was just on my bed doing whatever or actually doing work, I'd just look at her, say nothing. She'd look at me, slowly close the door. Or she'd just be a dickhead, and she would just leave the door open. In fact, push it open, and then leave. I'm like, what the hell is this? The worst ones, at least with porn, you know, I'm a lot better at that. The worst one was just straight up anime. Because there were some shows that you just never saw it coming. Or if they were just a normal ass, like, scene, and they were just so happen to be like a moaning part or anything, or just anyone saying legit whatever. And my mother would just open the door and be like, what is that? But what are you listening to? I was like, I'm just watching a show, Mom. This is how they talk.
They only walk in during the sexy jutsu of Naruto.
It's
not about this.
So I thought that my mom would give me more crap about watching scenes like that when I was younger, like watching in the living room TV, like downstairs, where, okay, Naruto, you sexy jutsu, or I'm watching like Full Metal Panic Fumofu. and just panty shots everywhere. But instead of giving me crap about that, my mom would be listening to me, like watching anime, and I watch it in Japanese. And my mom would come downstairs and like she'd be in the kitchen, she's like listening, and then she just starts going, "Waka chaka cha, ching cha waka chaka cha."
No!
Now here's the best thing.
What half was she?
No. Here's the best thing.
Context.
My mother is Japanese.
Okay.
She's the Japanese one.
My Japanese mother is coming downstairs while I'm watching anime going Suzuki Honda Civic Ching Chong. And I'm like, your parents were in internment camps, you fucking bitch. I'm like, what the And she wonders why I don't visit her or return her texts or anything. But I'm just like, Jesus Christ.
Well, she has to pass. He's fine.
If anyone's allowed to do it.
Yeah, that's true. My mom probably might be the most racist person. This might be. Like, I had to hide the races of my friends. There would be a time where it's like, okay, my friend is half German, half Jamaican. True story. And I'm like, I can't tell her that he's Jamaican. Because then she's going to go the route of, oh, he does drugs, this, that. I'm like, okay, we're not doing that. I already know the pathway on that one. I'm going the other way. Oh, Mom, he's German. Oh, that's nice. Oh, is he a Nazi? I was like, Mom, that's literally the only route you could go. And also she calls white people Ferengis. Because, I mean, okay, all Oromo people call white people Ferengis. Because the theory is that the first white person that met, like, the Oromo people were French. So they just see all white people as Ferengis. Yeah. Like, that's what I hear.
Fair enough.
But, like, yes, she doesn't like... I'm not even going to list them. She doesn't like anybody. And also, I'm Ethiopian. There's a lot of ethnic groups within Ethiopian. If you're Tigrayan, Amharic, Ogadenyan, or Oromo, she hates everyone that's not Oromo. And even if you're Oromo, if you're specific, like you're from a specific city or something, probably hates you too. Yeah. African Americans, rap music. So she hits every demographic. Every demographic.
So are your parents racist?
Yeah. I was. Yeah.
Thanks for asking.
Yeah, no, just a little bit. It's
Yeah.
My mother has changed greatly. So when I was talking to her, she was much more open with who I'm marrying, right? She's like, oh, just marry whoever, it's completely fine. Just don't have it be a white person or a Filipino person. I was like, what? Why fuck Filipinos? I know her anti-white rhetoric all my life. What happened with Filipino people? Oh, I know why. Because she's kind of jealous of them. Competitive, like she owns she owns a cleaning industry, or it was industry. It's just her and my dad, but they made it a company between the two. And the competing company, Filipino, and the Tim Hortons, their goal is to own a Tim Hortons or to run a Tim Hortons. Nearest Tim Hortons, Filipino people. So she is just a little jealous. It's a little bit, yeah. She wants to be there.
Isn't that what happened with Tulsa?
Tulsa.
What?
What's the one where?
Are you talking about the Tulsa race massacre?
She's talking about the Tulsa race massacre.
The bombing of Black
Yeah,
Wall
it was
Street?
basically a Tim Hortons that started it all.
What's your statement on that one, Ian?
There were no Filipinos there. I have on good authority. My old neighbors were Filipino. They're like, we weren't there, bro.
Where are you going with this, Ovilee?
Because they were historically jealous.
Yes.
And so they burned them.
That is a fair point.
Rosewood, Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
not
fair.
laughing
There's
at
a
the
few.
situation. I'm laughing at the fact that I was able to remember a historical moment.
Yeah, but if we cut it out of context,
But if we cut it out of context, boom, Twitter clip.
it's over for you.
Boom, YouTube clip.
Yep.
Boom,
Live stream
YouTube.
fails.
Plug your socials. Where can we find you? What are you doing during MSI month?
At RafaaCast everywhere except OnlyFans. Still.
Damn.
What is it in OnlyFans?
We're working on it.
Show feet.
To be announced.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Kangas Cast on Twitter and Twitch. And I
Kick
guess kind of Instagram, but I don't really use it.
Cool. Don't follow Rez. You're still here next week. When do you leave for MSI, right?
Well, I leave on the 29th. So I won't be here next week.
And I'm just now finding this out.
What can I say? Look, our planning, immaculate, insane. I definitely wasn't late
We can just
when I got here.
replacing with Challengers League casters. We have dozens of us in the wings.
I'm just saying, Ovilee, I wasn't the one that was late. It was Rafaa.
That is very true.
There it is.
Incredibly true. Thank you all so much for watching. Subscribe to the Patreon because we need money to keep this shit running. Bye.